make no mistake, you're laying a very definite foundation underneath you. But is that foundation wet cement that's going to really just harden and dry and make it impossible for you to launch the way you want? Or is it a springboard? So I've been thinking about how some people launch really well and how others don't. Why do some people have failure to launch and others just seem to like skip and then quantum leap to their dreams and to their goals? And as I've thought about my own experience, I had years of failure to launch, and I was doing all of the things, and I was so good at the doing and the executing and the implementing. But the internal foundation that I had laid was more of a stumbling block than it was actually a launching pad. In fact, it was a complete stumbling block because internally, the foundation that I had laid and the foundation that we all lay internally is with our own self-talk, with our beliefs, with our decisions about how life works or how life doesn't work, our own ability to create life on our terms. That's the inner game foundation that we lay, and that's where we launch all of our dreams. That's where we tried to launch from all the time. And my foundation was filled with doubt. It was filled with second guessing. It was filled with uncertainty, which turned into massive amounts of anxiety. I was in performance energy all the time. I was people pleasing. It was a very difficult experience trying to launch a business from a foundation of, I don't think I can do this. I think this is too big for me. What if I can't sustain this? I don't actually make a difference. Nobody is listening to me. What if I'm a fraud? What if I'm an imposter? Like when we're telling ourselves those kinds of things all the time, or this is going to be really hard, or I'm probably going to be disappointed at this, or I should hope for the best, but plan for the worst, and plan for contingencies and the plan B and all of those things. Make no mistake, you're laying a very definite foundation underneath you. But is that foundation wet cement that's going to really just harden and dry and make it impossible for you to launch the way you want? Or is it a springboard? Is it a rocket launcher that's going to just lift you to the stratosphere? The beautiful thing about that is it's 100% your choice, what you lay under your own foundation. So there is a very simple 3-step inner game strategy I want to share with you that turns your stumbling block into a launching pad. And I love simple. The simpler it is, the better it is, the easier it is for me to remember what to do and not muck it up. So the first thing that you need to do is be aware of the foundation that you have laid. What are your most dominant thoughts? Are you filled with hesitancy? Are you filled with concern? Is there doubt? Is there uncertainty? Is there a bracing that you're experiencing? Like, oh, I'm going to try it. No, let's see how it works. What's the foundation that you're laying? What do you think about most of the time? Are you thinking about what if this doesn't work? What if I hurt myself or others? What if who was it? Some big guru calls it what if down. Do you what if down all the time? Do you go off that proverbial cliff all the time when you're thinking about what it is that you want? Whether it's in business, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in your health and fitness or your relationship with God, those 4 cornerstones of prosperity will either create a stumbling block in our foundation or our stepping stones or our launching pads into what it is that we want. What if I can't lose the weight and keep the weight off? What if I have this conversation with my spouse and it blows up in my face? Like, where are you? What foundation have you laid? And this is worth pondering in the shower. This is worth pondering when you're waiting in traffic. And it's really easy to figure it out. Just go back and pay attention to your thoughts. Think about your dreams. And then think about what the thoughts are that are in relation to your dreams and your desires. And what is it? That's the foundation that you're laying. So that's step number 1. If your foundation is filled with doubt and insecurity or uncertainty, if you've got a hesitancy, this desire to pull back or this bracing or this overwhelming need to feel safe with your dream and getting to your dream, then step number 2 is make a decision of what your foundation is. New foundation. What's the foundation that you want to lay That is not the wet cement that's going to dry around your feet and then either drown you or keep it impossible for you to reach your goals to the level and the speed and the experience that you desire. And let's turn it into your launching pad. So you get to make a new decision about life. Now, what does this actually look like? I get really, really foundational. Some people would accuse me of being basic, but it is foundational. That's why we're talking about a foundation. The foundation that I had to lay, the new foundation I had to lay, was everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me. Make a new decision. Most people's foundation about their ability to create the life that they desire is filled with doubt, filled with insecurity, filled with uncertainty, filled with this need to brace or to hold back. So if you resonate with that, you're in really good company. Most people have that kind of foundation, which is why you got to go to step 2, which is make a new decision. And it's not making a new decision to do something. It's making a new decision about something. And for me, it was everything always works out for me. And I had to make this decision when nothing was working out for me. That's where I was. We'd been in this financial free fall for like 2.5 years. I had people that were betraying me that I had trusted. I was 45 pounds overweight. Nothing I was trying was working. Like I had all of the physical evidence stacked against me, but I had to make a new decision that everything always works out for me. Step number 3 with that, because I know some of you are thinking, okay, Allyson, easier said than done. Well, yeah, everything is easier said than done. So let's back this new decision up with something tangible. You've got to start looking for evidence that supports this new decision about life. Look for evidence that supports it. So mine was everything always works out for me. It was also, there were variations on that, like the universe is friendly to my desires. The universe conspires to help me. God's got my back. God is in the details. Those were all variations of everything always works out for me. But then I had to look for evidence that supported it. And here's why that is so critical. You can't just make this decision. Okay, I've decided everything always works out for me and I get to live life on my terms. You make that decision and then you got to commit to that decision, and committing to that decision requires that you now look for evidence to support that. And you've got to give your brain something to focus on, because if your foundation is doubt and second guessing and insecurity, and this probably won't work the way that I really, really want it to, your brain filters out everything that doesn't agree with that foundation. And you're going to see evidence that supports that. It's why I was like, nothing is working and I'm 45 pounds overweight and people are betraying me because I can't trust people and I have to do this all on my own and no one's going to help me. Like my brain had filtered out anything that didn't support that. So now you've got to look at evidence that supports your new decision that everything always works out for you. And I got really, really simple with this, and I gamified it because I was way too serious in my life. I took myself and my work way, way too seriously. I was in this do or die energy and this has to work or death and dismemberment that was going on in my foundation. So start experimenting with it. If you followed me for any length of time, you know that this is my language. Let's just play. Let's just see. Let's just experiment. When I started using the word experiment with it, it popped me into this energy of let's just explore. It helped me to get curious without being judgmental. So if you find that you're pretty judgmental about your level of success or your speed with success, then just get curious and get experimental about it. So we're going to experiment. We're going to look for evidence that supports it. Everything always works out for you. Right now, I've got water right at arm's length in case I get thirsty. That's evidence that everything's always working out for me. It's like 27 degrees outside my house right now, but I am in this wonderfully comfortable 72-degree room. So I've got this beautiful temperature-controlled room that is working out for me. I've got an internet connection. My camera is working. I have a chair that's holding my body weight and it's also cushioning me. So I feel very comfortable and also supported by this chair. That is working out for me. I have long nails. So if I have an itch on my head or anywhere on my body, I can scratch it really quickly and take care of that itch. That's working out for me. Do you see how simple it is? And it feels kind of silly. It feels very elementary, but I made a game with it and experimented with it. And I started to see, okay, what's kind of the silliest, dumbest thing that I can think of that is working out for me right now? And I would think of Q-tips. I love Q-tips in my ears. I've got a box of tissues in case I need them. They're right at arm's length, right here on my desk. I can take a deep breath and I don't even have to think about taking a deep breath. My body is wired to breathe for me. That's working out for me. I mean, you can have so much fun with this. And that's how you start laying that new foundation. It's just by looking for that evidence in very small and simple ways that support this new decision that you've made. That is what takes your foundation from a stumbling block into a freaking launching pad. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. It's going to take a little bit of time. So do this regularly every day throughout the day for 30 days and see what changes. Allow the process of time to work for you instead of against you. So real fast, we'll recap. 3 simple steps to launching. Number 1, be aware of what you've already laid down as your foundation from your thoughts. If there's doubt, uncertainty, hesitancy, wanting to pull back or bracing, that's actually become a stumbling block and is keeping you from reaching your next level of success with ease and with joy and without struggle, hustle, or grind. Number 2, make a new decision of what your new foundation is. Everything always works out for me. Number 3, look for evidence that supports your new decision. And look for it all throughout your day, every day for 30 days, and then see what changes. You'll be dazzled and delighted that the first thing that will change is that you will calm the freak down and you will start opening yourself up to the magic of life. And you'll start opening up to all of the things that are just waiting for you to receive and to experience. And then as you continue to do it, those physical changes in your circumstances will happen as well. It's gorgeous. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. Now, if you want some extra help with this, laying this new foundation and creating from this place of empowerment and this place of knowing that you're fully supported, come play with us for 3 days in our Success Without Struggle free online workshop. You're going to go to prosperityapproach.com/challenge, get yourself registered for it. There are so many things that you're going to get out of this workshop. First and foremost, you're going to see how you show up when you're feeling empowered and disempowered in feminine and masculine energies, and why it's important to understand when you're in feminine and when you're in masculine and how to work with both of those energies to your advantage. You're going to learn how money actually works on a spiritual and an energetic level so that you're no longer afraid to spend it or feel guilty about spending it ever again. You're going to learn about beliefs and what actually our beliefs are and how to change your beliefs and living in the right state of mind, regardless of what is going on in your life. You're going to learn about the fierceness of the feminine and being in up-leveled relationships where you get to show up authentically, unapologetically you, and everyone is blessed because of it and what that looks like. You're also going to get a playbook to help anchor in everything that you're going to learn. You're going to get access to the replays if you can't join us live. And most important, you're going to get your very own success expert that's going to walk you through this step by step. They're going to customize it right to where you are and what you need to help you implement and help you to launch. So come play with us, prosperityapproach.com/challenge, or just go ahead and click that link in the show notes below. And until then, remember, prosperity becomes you.